list of all of their Twitters there, but yeah, I'll find where that list is. I know it exists. Steam Machine made it. But anyways, the game has started as Mystery Org versus Charlotte Phoenix here in game number 1.
All right, Windwalker Mage, so same matchup as yesterday. Can Mystery Org, Sea-Doo, Sam-I-Am, and Trill perform better than M2KC at M2KC's main composition to take out Charlotte Phoenix? This is going to be a really high-intensity game. Is Sea-Doo ready on that Paladin?
Let's find out right now. Sea-Doo in a blinding light, Sam-I-Am in a blinding light, Trill has to use Karma, immediate pre-diffuse magic, knowing that it's going to get bopped. And he ports behind the pillar, gets the Vitality Conduit. Trill is going to be alive there, but that was a nice opener here for Charlotte Phoenix. And once again here, Job looking like a monster today. Let's see what he can do here, though. He gets stand up, Fist of Fury. He's going to trinket Temporal Shield. Korlik in a full Ring of Frost. Korlik is going to trinket there as well. Defensive overlap. He gets Hammer of Justice on the trinket. Nick's caught in the Ring of Frost. We have more crowd control. Sam could get a poly here, maybe. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And Jamili has that counter spell, so doesn't really want to risk getting locked out on Arcane, but nicely done here so far, Charlotte Phoenix. Getting a decent opener, but Mystery Org forcing out 2 trinkets there in their first setup. Sea-Doo in a full blind here. What are they going to do? Where's the grapple weapon on Nick? Dragon's Breath works as well, but they don't stop Jamili on that poly. And Trill is doing a great job line of sighting. There's nobody on him right now. Couple of last seconds on that Hammer of Justice, and Nick is going to connect, but I don't think they have enough crowd control here to really tempt Trill, and you can expect Mystery Org now to pounce. They got a full sheep here, once again to Korlik, and Ja is just peeling the situation here onto Trill, but Trill has freedom, could easily force out the car. Do they have a Dragon's Breath out of that? They do. There's the dress, but a massive temporal right there. Actually, I think Trill, if he waited a split second and dressed it after the temporal, he would have forced the car right. So rare mistake there for Trill.
Swap over to Sea-Doo.
Yeah, they're actually going after Sea-Doo right now. Big damage on him. Kitty shot into a Growth Silence. Do they have the damage to actually force out the Divine Shield? It would be massive if they can. The damage is never ending. Vitality Conduit. Sea-Doo's trying to greet it the best he can. Sam-I-Am there with beautiful kills, but Sea-Doo, he is playing a dangerous game right now. A really dangerous game, but they turned it around. Big Stunlock combo onto Jamili. Nicely done there by the Mystery Org. What a scary situation. Sea-Doo definitely doesn't want to risk it any longer. That was a good trade. The Divine Shield for the Ice Block of Jamili, but Trill and Sam-I-Am really coming in clutch there, setting it up. Divine Shield now trades out by Korlik. This is such an explosive match, and now both these teams are in a lot of trouble.
Let's see if they can keep it up here. Can Sea-Doo stay alive long enough for his team to get a kill on Jamili? Nick is all over him with the kidney shot. Jamili moves in, but they paralyze Jamili. They're trying to stall for Sea-Doo. Buy him at just a couple of extra moments. The grapple weapon from Trill. Great backup by Trill here. Korlik's in a polymorph. This could be it to push for the kill on Jamili. Can they connect? No. Korlik breaks out with the Gladiator's Medallion, stabilizing Jamili with a Blessing of Protection. Jamili spamming out polymorph, slowing down the pressure. Nick is still going after Sea-Doo. I mean, Nick is just trying to solo kill Sea-Doo. Jamili's blinking in to try and help him. Korlik's charging in off to the left side. Can Sea-Doo avoid them? He gets stunned on the Divine Favor. He immediately breaks out to try and clutch out that big heal, but there's still a lot of damage. He needs to line of sight Spell Steal and use Blessing of Protection on the next stun if he wants to stay alive in this fight. Can Nick stay on target here? Vendetta's coming up. They've got blind as well. They could utilize a defensive blind on Trill and then go after Sea-Doo freely. I'd love to see that. There's the stun. Where's the bop? Bop instantly. Polly's on Jamili to try and stop the spell steal. Sea-Doo's going to survive. Nice stun on Nick. The big turnaround here by Trill. Perfect setup. Excellent execution. Great punish by Mystery Org as they take game 1.
Sea-Doo looks like it's just business as usual.
You see his eyebrow raised? Like, yeah.
He's
like, I can't believe this.
I love this, honestly, from Mystery Org. I love that they have the confidence. They saw M2KC lose to the Charlotte Phoenix playing this exact same matchup. And you know what? They said, we're going to do it better. And they ended up winning game number 1. Beautiful setups coming in consistently from them. And it's just really, really nice to see this team in top tier fighting form right now. And now for the Charlotte Phoenix, do you think that, like, my question is this, do you think we're going to just see Rogue Mage Paladin versus Windwalker Mage Paladin, may the better team win for the rest of the series?
I think the only team that would swap off is Mystery Org if they're losing hard. So I think for the next game, we're 100% seeing it. For the game after that, we're 100% seeing it. If Charlotte Phoenix wins both of those, then maybe I could see Mystery Org swapping it around. But this was such a nice kill. They had the sheep. They got Nick outside the line of sight. Follow-up Hammer of Justice. They look amazing right now, Mystery Org.
Yeah, amazingly well played by Mystery Org for that game number 1. Real quick though, I did find that Wikipedia that you were talking about, Supatis. If you go to WoW Reddit, they have all in the pinned tweet. It has all of the streamers and their Twitch links. Anyways, match results here. Anything important to mention on the screen, Zico?
Trill's a king.
Yeah, Trill did a lot of damage while being the target, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know. You're expecting Jamili to do less damage than Sam because Sam was free the whole game and Jamili wasn't. He was, getting trained a lot of the match, even though they did end up killing Nick. He was like the primary target. They forced his ice block and everything. So it looks pretty standard, honestly. This matchup, the scoreboard isn't really that telling. What it all comes down to is who gets the clean setups, who gets those big hits that force out the Divine Shields, who forces out the ice blocks, who has those goes, and who is better at stopping those goes. And in this match, it was Mystery Org.
We feel like this is going to be a bit of a back and forth match. We did see Mystery Org kind of dominate that game 1. However, now it's going to be Charlotte Phoenix's map choice. Is this going to be another game 5 series here then, or do we think this is going to be just a 3-0 on the side of Mystery Org?
That's a really good question. I mean, I feel like it could go either way. It's really hard to say. It's just one of those matchups where these teams are relatively evenly matched. I would say they are evenly matched, and these compositions are evenly matched as well. So it just comes down to those little outplays, who can take advantage of the situations better. And Mystery Org, they managed to pull ahead in game number 1 with beautiful setups. Now for the Charlotte Phoenix, I think they're still going to be confident in the Rogue Mage Paladin. We're going to see the same thing play out, but it would be almost impossible for me to say if it's going to a game 5 or not. I think the thing I like most about this series is it really is it's one of those series where there's no real compositional advantage that I've seen so far, and these teams are really well matched. So it is just going to come down to who plays better, who wants it more.
And so it sounds like you don't think, Elliot, that Charlotte Phoenix is going to maybe swap off their composition, but it is their map choice here. Do we want to make maybe any predictions, Supatis, on what their choice is in that regard?
Hook point. Kill Paladin.
Okay.
I didn't even need to see Zico's cue for that. It's definitely hook points. There's no way. They need to go Paladin. And Cedo on that last map played it out really well, going side to side on the map. And then Sam I Am and Trill did really well intercepting and preventing Jamili and Korlik from getting back to Cedo. So on hook point, he doesn't get that much distance to get away. And I think it's going to be way more difficult for Cedo to survive. If Cedo's team can win this, though, on hook points, it's going to be really hard for Charlotte Phoenix to come back, I think, in the series.
Okay.
It's really
what
hard.
Do you think about... No, go ahead, Zico.
I was just going to say, I think it's really hard to kind of survive as a Windwalker monk on this map specifically. And I'm sure Ben can kind of chime in a little bit more on that, but it makes sense that Charlotte Phoenix wants to play on those small maps.
What do you think then?
Why are you laughing?
I don't know, just talking about dying and not ice blocking and not being able to survive.
I meant because you're such a good Windwalker, okay? That was see how that comes across as a backhanded compliment, but it wasn't. That was actually like, I'm sure Ben can explain a little bit more because he's the Windwalker king. He's the king of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
One time.
One time, yeah. My friends will never let me forget it.
I feel like there's been way more mages now that have died without blocking way more times than Ben. It's never brought up. No one's just like Raikou died without blocking that game. How many times does Raikou die without blocking? I feel like it's more than Ben. At this
you made
point.
an emote out of it. Like, in a sense, you kind of did it to yourself, man.
I did it to myself?
Wait, what? He did it to himself?
He made it emo. I mean, I'm
right
saying
now?
like you capitalized on the joke. You have actually like an actual emote on it in your stream. I don't know.
There's only a few different ways you can handle the situation. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the only clear option. Yeah, embrace it or try to suppress it. But at that point, it just gets worse. So we'll talk about this matchup a little bit. Something Zico was kind of talking about. I think this map in particular allows the Charlotte Phoenix a little bit more flexibility on their targeting. They can go after Cedo. It's a great map for that, but it's also a good map for going after Trill. So because it's a small map and Trill really, a lot of his defense and survivability comes from his ability to kite and get away from the fight when he needs to. The small map doesn't allow for that nearly as easy. I think the Charlotte Phoenix will likely try to exploit that in this matchup.
right, here we go.
All right,
Gates
game
have
number 2
opened.
here. No, go ahead. Mystery Org versus Charlotte Phoenix, game number 2.
Sam, Jamil, both cross center field. Sap on Cedar. They're going Trill, definitely. Kidney shot behind the fence. Jamil blinks in to support him. He pre-fort brewed a kidney shot from stealth. That was perfect timing by Trill. And then he portals back to Cedar's pillar. This is great positioning by Trill on the Windwalker Monk, navigating that opener excellently. But Nick is re-stealthing, trying to take advantage of that distance, but he doesn't get it. Sam IM blinks in and stops the re-stealth. This is great from Mystery Org. Huge pressure onto Jamili. Temporal Shield needs to be enough here. Doesn't heal him for too much. Full Ring of Frost. Beautiful crowd control by Sam. Excellent counter engagement by Mystery Org here, performing phenomenally on a composition that I was worried that they wouldn't be able to keep up with Charlotte Phoenix. Blind on the Sea-Doo, kidney shot on the Trill.
Oh!
No Sap. Oh, he just nails it in time. Bop on the Sap. Trill is still low. Smoke bomb. Edge smoke bomb. Karma gets bopped. Trill's in trouble. Sea-Doo bops. Is it going to be enough? Trill recovering slowly but surely. And both teams stabilize, but another full polymorph onto Corlick. Sam IM is playing incredibly well in this game.
Ooh, Sam IM can get a reshoot.
Oh, the cut!
Dragon's Breath as well. That's
The
going to be
block!
an ice block 100% there. Sam doing a nice situation to turn everything around. Sidu bopping the sap on himself there. Sap almost stopped that sap from happening with that Frost Nova. Hence my ooh earlier. But now they did use the blind. Sidu has his Divine Shield. He has his Sacrifice. So still a lot of cooldowns to work with. True, no karma, but he does have his Fort Brew. So if he somehow can hold on to it for a little bit longer, it could be great. Corlick gets stuck in a full Ring of Frost, Trill in a kidney shot. And now Nick is using his Vanish here just to kind of peel the situation. I think actually that might have been the Knight of Rachel there coming out of Nick. But either way, he is able to stall the situation. And Corlick does use the Divine Shield and get that sacrifice out. See in the Hammer of Justice into the Blinding Light. Jermaine's going for the polymorph. He gets it. Nice counterspell there onto Sam IM's Arcane School. He pops Combust, but look at Trill already completely gonzo. And Sam flipped the combustion, but Jal actually flips it back. And I think that's going to be it here.
Yeah, I mean, Jamili just getting lower and lower. There's nothing left for the Charlotte Phoenix, and they move in for the game-winning crowd control. How could Jamili possibly survive this situation? He gets locked out and taken down. Game number 2 to the Mystery Org. That was an absolute stomp.
They got farmed.
I got farmed in that game. What do you... Oh my god.
Everyone on Mystery Org played insane. Sam played out of his mind. Trill pre-walled the first kidney out of like from stealth. You know, he's just like, I sense a disturbance in the force walls. You know, and he nails it. And he keeps pre-porting like that Combusco there at the end. Trill is already out of line of sight, kiting on the smallest map in the game. Such great game awareness, and I love the fact that Trill is back on his Windwalker and he's showing up here because I feel like Mystery Org, Trill is such a big reason to why they have so much success. You know.
Can I just point out Cedar's shirt here? I don't know how I didn't notice this game one. Is that literally a piece of paper with question mark written on it, taped on his shirt?
Yep, guys, don't forget.
Looking good.
Don't forget to cop that Mystery Org merch. The stonks are rising here.
Yo, when is that merch drop, Cedu? I really want that. Oh my goodness.
It's great for collecting
The style looks great. Well played by Mystery Org there. Now they're up 2-0 here. Anything we want to mention here about match results?
I mean, Jamili got shut down quite a bit in that game, but it is really nice to see Sam IM in a matchup like this. I feel like for Mystery Team, Sam IM on his mage hasn't been a big focus. There's not too many compositions they were able to run where they could really have him shine as a mage, and I really do think he is one of the best mages in North America for sure. So seeing him in a matchup like this where he can really, really shine at how good he is at denying crowd control, setting up for his team, and getting good burst out, it's an absolute pleasure. So I think that's a big reason as to why these You know, and here's another kind of interesting note about this matchup, and what I said earlier is how I don't feel like either one of these teams has a big compositional advantage. If that was the case, where we felt like Windwalker Mage Paladin was better, Nick could play Windwalker. He's a great Windwalker monk. So if they really feel like compositionally it's not working out for them, they can make the switch. But I just think it's one of those situations where Mystery Org really showed up today.
Yeah, Charlotte Phoenix having a pretty difficult time so far in this series. Now, Mystery Org finding themselves on match point. Charlotte Phoenix chose the last map for the game. They chose Hook Point. Still didn't work out for them. Now, my question for you guys is, what is their next move here? What is Charlotte Phoenix going to do if they want to try and turn the series around, Super T's?
I mean, does Roguelock just get owned? Like if Burn comes in and they play Roguelock? I feel like Rogue Mage Paladin is still, like, it should perform way better than that last game. Their targeting seemed all over the place. Like, they started on Trill, he totally shut down the opener, and then they're like, oh, we're actually leaving Sam open way too much. He's shutting everything down and getting way too many polys. Then they tried going Mage. They're already so far behind at that point. So maybe just starting the game on Sam, but I feel like you don't want to attack Sam. Like, he's just full versatility tank mage. Attacking Sea-Doo and attacking Trill and bouncing between the two of them is how they found success against M2KC. This is crazy right now. I mean, I was not expecting Mystery Org to perform as well as they are on this comp. So it's very impressive. And now Charlotte Phoenix, maybe they also didn't expect them to perform as well. So they're going to have to adapt to the situation here. Sam's playing a very aggressive game. So maybe M2KC, Ceruleum doesn't play as aggressively. I feel like we often see their team kind of drag games on and try and pull for the late game, where Sam is playing much more boldly, so Charlotte Phoenix may need to actually go after him. They're taking their time locking in, so maybe they are considering a comp change.
Yeah, about 50 seconds left on the board here for Charlotte Phoenix to pick their composition. Tolerant Sewers has been locked in, as we can see. Zico, go ahead.
Well, I don't think they're going to actually swap their comp here, Charlotte Phoenix. I think they're just using this time just to kind of figure out, okay, why are we getting so destroyed here? Like, should we change our targeting? Maybe we should go after Sam. Korlik, what are your issues? Korlik says, this is happening to me. Jamili is like, okay, you guys just keep me alive so I can kill them. Nick is like, okay, I'll try. And, they're kind of working through what to do here. Because I think in terms of comps, we're not going to see anything change. It's all about how they play the game, who they, decide to focus. Are they going to focus Sea-Doo, crowd control DPS? Are they going to crowd control Sea-Doo, maybe go after Sam? What are they going to change? Because both games they went after Trill. Trill just didn't die. Like, he wasn't even close to dying, actually.
What about you guys, Ven and Super T's? What do you think Charlotte Phoenix should do targeting? Continue to target Sea-Doo, or do they need to maybe switch up their focus target? What else could they do here on Dollar and Sewers for game number 3?
It's a hard question.
Yeah, I feel like Sam is just playing so much differently than Ceruleum, which is like one of the major changes. Trill is still going to be able to play a solid defense on Dalaran, so maybe it is just start on Sea-Doo. Go after Sea-Doo more. I mean, it was working in game 1. If they had a pre-evasion or a pre-feint on the leg sweep, then Nick could have kept training Sea-Doo, and I feel like they would have killed him. So I don't think they should abandon attacking Sea-Doo. It definitely needs to be a part of the formula, I think, for them to win.
All right, here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, well, we're going to see how exactly this one does go down. Sam is going to be moving in stealth right now. In the last game, what he did was he ended up soaking the meteor on Trill, so standing in it and then Dragon's Breathing Nick, allowing Trill to escape. And they actually are just going to go after Samayam. Combustion rips out extremely early. Samayam will be using the Everyman for himself, kleptoing the Combust, canceling it, using Temporal Shield, and now combusting himself to turn around the pressure. Interrupt onto Korlik. Nice interrupt there by Samayam into a Paralyze. And right now, Mystery Org, they are looking to get aggressive. Jamili almost forced into his first ice block. The crowd control is still not over yet. Ring of Frost lands. Samayam setting up his team. Does he have any more? Hammer of Justice lands. Jamili, how are you still alive? Barely holding on. The sacrifice needs to come in, but they get the cauterize, which is a huge victory for Mystery Org.
All right, they're in a good spot here. Korlik charges in. They're trying to turn it around onto Sam, but a pre-Vitality Conduit on Samayam from Sea-Doo soaks the Drestigath, keeps Samayam at a healthy margin, blinks back to try and break Sea-Doo out of the Ring of Frost, but Nick gets a sap out of it. Good crowd control chain. Really pushing to get that sacrifice or cauterize from Sam, but Temporal Shield and the Pillar is avoiding Jamili's pressure, and Samayam bounces back. No cauterize, no sacrifice force. Nick is polymorphed out of the fight at the moment into another polymorph. Korlik is trying to avoid Sam. Sam's moving in. Frost Nova's the Dispel. Dragon's Breath Korlik. Oh, pre-sacrifice on the Dragon's Breath here, but they're swapping to Korlik, trying to shit. This is sick adaptation by Mystery Org. If they get Divine Shield off the swap, it's going to be so crucial to their victory. They do at least get Vitality Conduit. Oh, the snipe counter spell onto Corlick. They're still going for it. At the same time, Charlotte Phoenix make a swap over to Sea-Doo. How is he going to deal with it? He pre-Vitality Conduits. Both teams playing out of their minds at the moment. Trill is still going after Corlick back here. You bring a pieces Corlick, but it's not bad. Oh, there was the Infinity Bounces against the wall. He somehow still healed himself up to full. Sea-Doo goes for a Divine Favor. Nick is just tunneling them down. Is this game really going to devolve into training the Paladins?
I don't think so. At this point, Sea-Doo is going to get away here. They need to get some crowd control into Corlick. They do. They have a Nova onto Nick. Don't let him re-stealth at the back end of that, though. He's going for it. Doesn't get it. Goes for the kidney shot here onto Sam I Am to stop that setup. But that was Corlick's Trinket plus Blessing of Protection. I got to say, Sam has played this game like a legend. That counterspell in the start, just turning around the pressure, forcing out the Cauterize. Sam has just been on fire this game. And honestly, if they get another sheep here in a couple of next, like, 20 or so seconds, they could easily force out the ice block here of Jamili and really push ahead. It looks like Sea-Doo wants to go for it. Has his Hammer of Justice ready. He has his blind ready. All they need to do is just CC Nick. There's the stun. Full sheep secured. And Sea-Doo is in range to even crowd control further. This is probably going to be the blind, but Nick is there shutting down the situation. But Sea-Doo bops the blind. He gets a double blind himself. And Jamili, what are you going to do? Corlick has his bubble, but he did get the Vitality Conduit, and I think it's going to be enough. But Charlotte Phoenix are on match point very shortly here.
That was a combustion from Jamili, but immediately stolen off by Sam. He actually got 0 value on that. Very unfortunate. Polymorph now into Nick. Good control. They're just trying to slow down the game. That was a great setup, but that Vitality Conduit coming in from Corlick was able to deny, so great job by him. 3.5 minutes into the game, and sparks are still flying. Sam gets interrupted on the Polymorph. They're going after Sea-Doo. Good peels from Sam. Frost Nova comes in. Immediate freedom by Corlick, enabling Nick to just continue this train onto Sea-Doo. A full kidney shot does land, but where's the damage to follow it up? It looks like Sea-Doo should be able to survive. And now the Hammer of Justice onto Corlick. The Corlick, who are they going after? Sam gets interrupted. Not sure he's going to be able to really get crowd control. Jamili denies after the interrupt. And Corlick is free to get out the sacrifice. And now they can continue this train onto Sea-Doo.
Double leg sweep, beautiful by Trill. Polymorph is still on Corlick. He Divine Shields, but Jamili's very low. There's not many cooldowns to trade. Nick is going for the kill on Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo walls. He's looking healthy. They go for a Shadow Melt cheap shot. Garrote really trying to pressure Sea-Doo into Divine Shield right now. They have to get Divine Shield from Sea-Doo here if they want to win this game, but Vitality Conduit is denying it. Sea-Doo recovers. Can Sam secure a Polymorph? He gets on top of Corlick, goes to the Dragon's Breath. Jamili blinks in. Dragon's Breath. Sam prevents the Polymorph. Good shutdown for now, but Sam blinks to try and get it. Nick intercepts with a double Garrote. They're really stalling this for Corlick. Corlick moves in, Hammer of Justice. Jamili tries to snipe out the Ring of Frost. Ring of Peace was too late. Sea-Doo pre-sacrifices the Ring of Frost, breaking himself out. Looking for a Hammer of Justice on Corlick, I would imagine, in the near future. This next crowd control chain could easily be the end of the game if he trinkets a Hodge into a Blinding Light, trinkets a Poly into a Blinding Light. I mean, Corlick right now, the stress is going to be maxed out. They're on match point. Everybody's locked down in crowd control. Trinkets a Blinding Light. Where's the Polymorph punished by Sam? He can't get there. Sea-Doo now caught into a Blinding Light. Jamili looking for a Poly, gets shut down. Sam blinks on top, tries to find a Poly, not getting it onto Corlick just yet. Repositioning here, waiting. Sea-Doo and a Poly. They're going after Sam. Jamili pops that combustion. Doesn't look like they have a way to remove it. Sam gets bursted. Sap out of the Polymorph. Good crowd control. They really need to get a Cauterize at this point. They're still so far behind on cooldowns. Kidney shot swap over onto Sea-Doo. Can they get the Divine Shield? They get the wall. I don't think that's enough. Oh no, Nick gets knocked behind the pillar. Big punish by Mystery Org here. Nick has to trade every single defensive cooldown and still almost dies. Vitality Conduit stabilizes. And man, Charlotte Phoenix, their backs are against a wall.
Let's see what can they do here. Charlotte Phoenix, Corlick is dropping low to that sacrifice. They could actually go for him. Trill is thinking about it, but he wants to play it safe. He wants to keep the pressure on Jamili. Jamili just getting his Cauterize back right now. Paralyzed onto Jamili to stop the counterspell by Trill. They secure the full sheet. Sea-Doo is ready with the follow-up Hammer of Justice. What are you going to do here, Jamili? Hammer of Justice gets secured. Sam going for the Ring of Frost. Nick is going to shut it down there with the kidney shot. And Corlick is going to be able to get to Jamili here and go for the plays. But nice Blinding Light by Sea-Doo, but he gets polyed in the process here. Still a lot of pressure onto Jal, but still Sam as well taking a lot of damage. Sap out of the poly onto Sea-Doo, but I think Sam's going to be fine here. Sea-Doo with the big Divine Favor right there, going to be able to top Sam in that exchange. and it looks like Mystery Org are going to be fine for now. And at Charlotte Phoenix, within 20 seconds, they basically have all of their cooldowns back up. So Mystery Org, they had that massive lead, but they're about to lose it soon. Sam gets Dragon's Breath on the poly. He still lands it though, and they're going after Nick. This is all or nothing. 5 seconds on Nick's trinket. Corlick gets his bubble back because of an ineffable proc, and that is the only reason why Nick is alive. I can't believe it.
Very unfortunate there for the Mystery Org, but Sam I am now under fire. Big damage coming from the Charlotte Phoenix as they're looking to strike back. Sam might be forced into his Ice Block, blinding light onto Sea-Doo. Do they have the healing to keep him alive? Vitality Conduit does land from Sea-Doo at the meantime. Jamili also taking quite a bit of damage. Nice pre-sacrifice there by Corlick on the Dragon's Breath, and that will free him from that Dragon's Breath and avoid the Polymorph. So good heads-up play by the Charlotte Phoenix as they manage to stay in this one. Ice Block has reset, but they're actually going after Sea-Doo. They could easily force out the Divine Shield, and it looks like they are going to be able to. Big victory there for the Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, they keep themselves in the game, in the series right now by getting that cooldown from Sea-Doo. It's an option in the future for a win. Jamili's fortunate here as Cauterized, Ice Block are available. Nick's got Glider's Medallion. Charlotte Phoenix are actually in a good position despite being backs against the wall for the last 8 minutes or so straight. They might be able to pull off a victory here if they can get some clean setups. Trill Polymorphed out of line of sight by Jamili. Good punish there. And Sea-Doo not able to remove it. Sam I am stunned up. They're going for a smoke bomb play here. Maybe they're baiting Sea-Doo in for a swap. Sea-Doo's not falling for the bait. He stays at the pillar. Sam looks fine. Good awareness by Sea-Doo. Now Sea-Doo charging in for crowd control. They're pushing for the Cauterize. Pre-Vitality Conduit onto Jamili is stabilizing him, but that's a huge amount of damage. Really cutting through. Are they going to kill through all of that? They're just pushing through it right now. Insane pressure from Mystery Org. They're going to get the con. They're going to get the block. There's no way he doesn't have to block. They might just win the game outright if Corlick isn't careful. Frost Nova actually breaks Corlick out of the blinding light. Might be a bit of a mistake by Sam there. Jamili's out of the block. Sea-Doo's into the blind. They're trying to push and counter-aggress Sam down, but Sea-Doo trades out to recover. They could swap to Sea-Doo. Big punish there by Jamili, going for that combustion on Sea-Doo during the sacrifice. Sea-Doo starts to stabilize with the Vitality Conduit, and now Jamili is in a position where no Cauterize, no block. It's going to get dicey.
Let's see what he can do here. Corlick is going to have his bubble back off cooldown very soon. About 20 seconds for his sacrifice. He has a trinket as well to go for that. So there is a 15-second window here to potentially kill somebody, but doesn't look like Charlotte Phoenix is going to be able to do much about it. Full sheep onto Sea-Doo. Trill paralyzes the resheep. Sheep's coming out onto Nick. They're shutting down the situation here. Samayam is going to go for a sheep now. Dragon's Breath potentially here onto Corlick. There it is. Full sheep. He blinks to outrange the counterspell of Jamili. Hodge on the trinket, but he does get the sack off, and that means the go is over. They did force out Corlick's trinket there. He's going to have his bubble, but that is the last line of defense now. Big push here onto Sea-Doo. Nice Ring of Peace by Trill, trying to keep the rogue off of Sea-Doo here, and Meteor are going to be soaked by Samayam. So looks like Mystery Org is going to be able to recover from that. Sam tried to breath Corlick on his way over, but he doesn't land it, unfortunately, and now Sea-Doo's in a sheep. Let's see what they can do. Sam's in a kidney. They get the resheep. Trill not able to stop any of these interrupts. No interrupts available right now. Nick going for the ER Garrote, but I do think Sea-Doo is going to be able to keep Sam alive in that situation. Temporal Shield gets stolen there by Jamili. Activates his combustion now as well. That Klepto's on CD. And now he's moving in for the crowd control. He gets the blinding light. Jamili in a paralyzed touch of death coming out. There's the temporal shield. No kleptomania available. Corlick's going to just instantly bubble anyway. So much damage available for Mystery Org. And that is the final offensive cooldown on the side of Charlotte's Phoenix.
Yeah, there's really not too much left, and it might just be over right now, and I think it is. The Polymorph snuck in once again by Samayam. Jamili in desperation trying to survive the double leg sweep, and there is more than enough damage to close it out. Mystery Org, I don't think anyone expected them to 3-0 the Charlotte Phoenix with the Windwalker Mage Paladin, something M2KC wasn't able to do, but they are showing up here today in a big way, and they really needed that win.
Yeah, they certainly did. Well done to Mystery Org. Charlotte Phoenix certainly putting up a good fight, but in the end, it's not going to be enough. Mystery Org winning that series 3-0. Incredibly well played by them. Where did it start to go wrong on the side of Charlotte Phoenix, Zico?
When the gates open, I would say, honestly.
Yeah.
It felt like they got destroyed in this entire series. It felt like, honestly,